So today I'm just going to go through my plan of what I want to do with our garden this year. Now this is an overshot view of some of the garden, not all of it, but as you can see there are a ton of plants there already, and these are all irises. And I'm planning on getting rid of about like 95% of them to make room for some other vegetables. I'll be keeping a few just for aesthetics, and I also am wanting to take out this top row right along the fence because the fence would make a great trellis and it's already there. I don't have to worry about building it or anything. And that right now is full of succulents. I might try and save them, take it out and propagate the cuttings or whatever, but we'll see if I have time for even getting to that part. So here are the areas that I'm planning on planting in, dividing up into sections. Up along the fence, we are going to try and plant some loofahs. I'll make them into sponges. Again, just a neat novelty thing, nothing for food. I just wanna try it. Right here, I'm planning on doing a lot of corn. I want to do lots of glass gem and some earth tone shades, Indian corn, just to kind of make some wreaths and decorations with it. That kind of stuff kind of fascinates me, and I want to try and get into it this year. And I am thinking of doing the Three Sisters method, but just with two. So it's corn and squash. So I'm going to do some spaghetti squash and some pumpkins. And in the corner, I'll do a little bit of watermelon as well. I don't plan on planting a lot because we don't ever have success with watermelon, but Jeff wants to give it another try. So here we are, giving it another try. And then we already have some garlic planted that I planted last winter or last late fall. And that is already sprouting, thankfully. Oh my goodness, I was so worried it wasn't going to, but it is sprouting and it's starting to grow. So that bed is already reserved for garlic. In this area, I'm planting some onions. We worked with it last year and got the soil really loose and rid of most rocks. So hopefully the onions will have enough loose soil, more air in the soil that they'll be able to grow and spread out in without getting held back by any of the rocks in the soil. And in this section, my kids really loved the beans last year. Oh my goodness, they loved picking them and eating them straight from the garden. I don't think I could get much of them inside before they were all gone. So we're going to do lots of green beans again this year. Down in this bed, we already dug up and sifted rocks through it, so it's very loose soil, and I thought that would be perfect for root vegetables. And some things I thought that would be neat to try out this year is kind of a variety of cabbages, like Brussels sprouts, cabbage, and some bok choy. And then in this area, we have 4 spots that we are going to plant in, and along the back side, I'm going to do some cucumbers. We don't eat a ton of cucumbers, but I want to try and make some pickles, and we eat a little bit fresh, but not too much, so I didn't reserve a lot of space for it. And still sticking to the theme that using the fence as a trellis, I'm going to plant tomatoes along the long side and some root vegetables kind of in front of it just to use as much space up as I can. And then I really want to grow some peppers as well, so I'm going to put them in one of these beds. I might switch it with the other bed, which is going to be Swiss chard and kale, some like leafy greens, because we have the tiny house here and that's going to give it a lot of shade. And peppers, I'm not 100% sure will thrive in the shade, but I think Swiss chard and kale will because they bolt in warm weather. So I might actually switch those. And then over near the actual yard of the house, as you can see, there's the lawn. This is more of an established garden. There's flowers that the previous owner had and really beautiful garden when it's blooming. I have not taken great care of it. As you can see, I didn't deadhead anything at all, but I'll go through and clean it up before spring comes. But there are just a couple gardening spots here that I wanted to plant in. And these are more for like quick go out vegetables. So in one area we have herbs, so some basil, oregano, thyme, rosemary, etc. And then in another one, we're going to have a bunch of salad greens, some lettuce, and Jeff is really into these mustard greens, and he really likes those. I might sprinkle in some kale and a couple Swiss chard as well. So stick around for more. We're gonna plant our garden this year. Hopefully it'll turn out better than it did last year. If you want to go check out all of that fun times and awful failures, click the playlist down below. See you later.